Hello and welcome back to the Wargaming and another product review. Now you've probably already seen MDF Scenery. It's become quite common recently in Wargaming circles. It's essentially this 2 to 3mm laser cut MDF and you use it to assemble structures. I've already looked at a few scenery items in the past. However, this is slightly different. So you may be thinking, well, it's just the same MDF that we've already seen previously. I've got 4 walls here that you slot together to make a rough structure. However, this is slightly different. This is a slightly different product than normal. Instead of using MDF as the sole components and using maybe a few additional pieces of MDF to create detailing, this instead uses panels of resin, like this one here. It's quite difficult to see against the light there. It's quite bright, but if I just hold it like that, you can see it quite good. You can see all of the actual windows have been picked out. We've got windowsills, we've got these brick effect structures at the bottom, also this door. We also have a couple of roof panels. You can see the tiles just there as well on both these sections, and then we also have the rear of the building as well. Again, we've got several windows and also a door as well. And what happens is you assemble your MDF structure as you would do normally, for example like this, and then once those sections are slotted together and glued, you then come in with your resin piece and that sits over the front like that, and you actually get yourself a really nice and interesting, well-detailed piece of scenery. The biggest problem with MDF scenery is the fact that it is quite clean, it's quite clinical, it's very precise, and often these old buildings, especially these kind of World War II French style buildings that we've got here, weren't. They had plaster on them which was unevenly coated, things weren't always perfect, and these resin panels that we've got here really bring these buildings to life. So this is everything obviously in its raw format, but let's get one of these buildings assembled and painted up so you can see how they look when they're completed. And here we have the assembled and painted building. Now, building this kit was really easy because the MDF panels actually fitted together really precisely, which means I basically clipped them together, added a bit of glue, and they've really stuck fast really nicely. The resin panels, again, because they're quite flat, they just stuck onto the MDF surfaces quite easily with some super glue, and they're still pretty solid as well. Painting wise, I just give it a quick base coat of grey and then use my airbrush to pick out some of these details, and also some brushwork on the doors an exception. You can see it's really enhanced some of the detailing on this kit. You can see we've got some of the plaster, you just about to see there we've got dents in the plaster. The plaster's got like quite a nice texture over it as well. If I just spin it around, you can see we've got detailing such as these doors, these bricked up windows, and you can see we've even got the outlines of the brick just very subtly picked out there. Now this kit works perfectly for 28mm wargaming, especially games like Bolt Action. If I just bring in one of my British spotters here, you can see in scale terms it works perfectly, and if I just spin this around you can see him next to the actual door itself. And also if I just bring in my Greyhound as well, you can see it really works really well if you're going for a Bolt Action board, you want to recreate a Normandy town or city, get a few of these buildings in there and it'll make a really nice detailed street. Now over MDF Scenery, I've already mentioned it, but it is a lot more detailed. It's a lot more characterful, a lot more realistic, not quite as precise, clean-cut and clinical as MDF Scenery can sometimes be. Now this actual kit is available currently on Kickstarter. It's the Streetscape Kickstarter, and this particular item is available for around £30. In fact, you actually get more with the £30 pledge. You get a chimney and also a dormer window that you can place at the top there as well, and also the stairs for this back door as well. So it's definitely worth the money. It is more expensive than typical MDF Scenery, but considering you get quite a few resin pieces, and resin traditionally is a little bit more expensive than wood, then it actually works out quite fair in terms of its pricing, I would say, especially when you consider that you get some really nice, better detailing and better realism in your scenery buildings. So I'll pop a link to this to the Kickstarter below in the description. You can check that out yourself, and if you enjoyed this video, please do let me know in the comments below, and also subscribe to be kept up to date with all of my future videos. And until next time, thanks for watching and goodbye.